To be or not to be? Do we translate it with the verb ser or the verb estar? Let's find out. Hello and welcome to another Spanish lesson with me, Eva. Today I will try and help you choose the correct verb to be. In English there's only one, be, but in Spanish there are two, ser and estar. So both mean to be in English, but in Spanish they have a different meaning, a different, let's say, connotation, and you need to know when to use one and when to use the other, especially because depending on the choice that you make, you might be saying a different thing. Okay, good. Let's see. The first rule, and again, with all rules that I give you, you always have to take them with a pinch of salt because, of course, there are likely to be some exceptions, okay? But just remember that when something is permanent, when something is constant, when it cannot be changed, you use ser. On the other hand, if it's just something temporary, if it's something that might change any moment now, then you will use estar, okay? So think of ser as something permanent and estar as something temporary, okay? Just to give you a couple of examples, very simple with ser, so something permanent. Yo soy Eva. Yo soy mujer. Yo soy madre. Yo soy profesora. Okay, with the last one, with my job or occupation, yo soy profesora. Again, it's true I could change that job. Many people do, and maybe I will someday as well. But the Spanish do use ser, okay? I'm a teacher. And another thing, in English you will use the article. You will say a teacher, but not in Spanish. In Spanish it's simply yo soy profesora, okay? Good. So these were sort of the permanent things, okay? Now those that are just temporary, okay? Estoy en mi estudio. Estoy en mi estudio. I'm in my studio now. But as soon as I stop recording this lesson, I will go home. Okay? So again, I'm not going to stay here forever. I'm here now, but in 5, 10, 15 minutes, I will be on my way home. Estoy en mi estudio. Another use is when you talk about your marital status. You might say, I'm single, I'm married, I'm divorced, separated. Estoy casada. I'm married. Estoy divorciada. I'm divorced. Estoy separada. Again, I'm speaking for myself. And of course, I'm not all of those three. So I'm using the feminine ending, divorciada, separada, casada. No? If I were a man, or if you were a man, and you want to say those things, you have to change the ending to o. Estoy casado, I'm married. Estoy divorciado, divorced. Separado, separated, or soltero, I'm single. Estoy soltero. A woman would say estoy soltera. Okay, good. Let's go back to ser and estar. You know that ser is used for permanent things or states and estar for temporary ones, okay? If you can add now to a sentence in English, oh, I'm feeling a bit funny now. I'm dizzy. No, if you can say I'm dizzy now, and you're still saying the same thing, then you know to use estar, okay? I don't think anyone is dizzy the whole time, so we won't be using ser with dizzy, okay? So again, if you can add now and the meaning is still the same, then you should use estar in Spanish. Otherwise, it's ser, okay? But as I said earlier, there are times where you can actually use both, but you will be saying two very different things, okay? So sometimes you can use estar or ser, and they're both fine, they're both grammatically correct, and they both mean something. You're not speaking nonsense, but you are saying two different things, okay? So I just want to give you a few examples which will also show what I've just explained, that ser is for permanent things and estar is for temporary things, okay, or states. Good. Okay, so here we will have some examples with ser and here with estar, okay? Good. Okay, so let's say I say soy buena, or a man says soy bueno. That's here with the verb ser, bueno or buena, okay? It means I'm a good person. Soy buena, or Maria es buena, it means she's a good person, okay? And that doesn't change. So we use ser. Good person. No? She's good. She's kind. She's good. No? If I say that someone está bueno, it means they're feeling good, that they're feeling healthy. No? So they're healthy, they're well. It can also mean that I'm making a comment on their appearance and saying, he's really good looking. Está muy bueno. Or she's really good looking. Está muy buena. So we can say handsome as well, okay? So again, to be bueno or ser bueno is to be a good person, and estar bueno is to feel well, to feel healthy, to look good, okay? And as we know, looks can change with age especially, okay? So something permanent and something temporary, or something that can end, okay? Good. Similarly, malo or mala, a bad, we could say mean person, no? Someone, oh, she's bad, she's mean, ooh, no? But estar malo or estar mala, it's the opposite of what we've seen here, no? So someone who's feeling unwell or under the weather. No, someone who's feeling a bit poorly. And if we say now or at the moment, we're still saying the same thing, no? But here, she's a bad person now, it doesn't make sense. If someone's bad, they're just bad, no? We don't really expect them to change. But if someone's feeling under the weather or a bit poorly, if they're not feeling very well, we definitely hope and expect that that will pass soon and they will get better soon, okay? Good. Okay, I'm continuing in sort of the same line. Oh, sorry. Viejo or vieja. So if someone is viejo or vieja, they are an old person. They just are old, their age. I don't know how old you need to be considered old, but they just are old. But if someone says, estoy viejo or estoy vieja, they're not really saying that they are old. They're just saying, oh, I feel old. I feel old. My bones are aching. No? So this is more about how you feel in that moment, is to feel old. Not to be old, just feel old. Okay? Good. Loco. Loco or loca. Okay? So if we say that someone es loco, if we use ser, they are, I don't know, politically correct. Would we say, we wouldn't say they're crazy, they have mental health issues, okay? Mentally ill, let's say. Mentally ill. We wouldn't call them crazy or okay, but if someone está loco or está loca, if it's a woman, then they're just behaving in that way, no? Are you crazy? What are you doing? No, now in this moment you're behaving like like you're crazy, but I know you're not crazy, but what are you doing? Don't be stupid, don't be crazy, no? Behave in a crazy way, okay? Again, we are not accusing this person of being crazy. It's just that their behavior right now is seen that way, okay? Whereas here, if someone es loco, no, then it's more serious. Okay, good. Another example with the color gray. No, for example, just so you get an idea, gris. I can say that this wall is gray. Esta pared es gris. Now, it is true that I could paint it and change the color. I won't. This was hard work already. So this color, let's just say, is permanent, okay? Something is simply is gray, okay? But if I talk about the sky and one day it's very cloudy and gray, I will say el cielo, the sky, está gris, and it still means it's gray, but it's gray now, okay? It's only gray now, and again, it could be gray again in the future, but it will change, okay? Whereas this wall, it's very unlikely that I will ever paint it a different color, okay? I think it will just stay gray. So this is more permanent than the sky being gray. Another color, verde, green. If something is green, it means it's green, no? Color. So we are talking about color. Something is green and that's the color it is. But if we say that a fruit, any fruit, a piece of fruit, está verde, it means it's not ripe yet. It's still a bit raw, okay? Not ripe, raw. But if we give it some time, maybe a day or two, it will ripen, okay? It won't be raw anymore, okay? Good. And one more example and then I will stop. Borracho. Okay, so borracho or borracha also could be. If someone is or es borracho, then they are a drunkard, okay? They are they just drink a lot or they drink too much all the time. But if someone just got drunk once and had a little bit too much to drink one night, they're not a drunkard yet, but they are simply drunk that night or maybe a little bit next morning, okay? Again, this is permanent. This is someone who's continuously drinking too much, and to say that he was drunk last Friday, okay, last Friday he had a bit too much to drink, but we still don't think that he's an alcoholic or a drunkard, okay? Good. So depending on which verb you use, you sometimes, not always, you will be saying something different, okay? We can't say soy Iva and estoy Iva, okay? In this case, there's only one choice, one option, soy Iva, no? But sometimes there are two possibilities, but with very different meanings, okay? And finally, before I finish, I do want to give you one that I personally found a bit confusing when I realized how it works. And it's because obviously it's an exception to the rule, and I would have used it the other way around. But actually in Spanish, when you talk about a certain event and you want to say where that event either took place or will take or is taking place now, you will use the verb to be, even though you could organize that event anywhere you like. It's not like it only has to happen in this place. And yet for any event, whether it's just a party, a concert, or I don't know, some fundraising dinner, you will use the verb to be. For example, la fiesta, and this is not now, I'm not continuing this anymore. La fiesta es en mi casa. The party will be at my place. La fiesta es en mi casa. Even though we could organize it at your place or his place, anywhere we like, we've decided to do it at my place, fine. But still we use the verb es. But if I talk about where Madrid is, or Paris, or Berlin, or any city, and obviously we can't change where that city is. Madrid is in Spain and that's it. Madrid will never be in Italy, no? Here we, or the Spanish, use estar and say Madrid está en España. Okay? So Madrid will never be anywhere else but in Spain, and yet we use this verb to be, estar, whereas the party could easily be organized somewhere else, not necessarily at my place, and yet we use the verb ser. Okay? So this is one that really stood out for me. I don't know if you've come across it or not, but I hope this helps you to remember that when something is taking place somewhere, you have to use ser. But if something is somewhere, like Madrid is in Spain, you have to use estar. Okay? Good. Okay, well, that's all for today. If you've enjoyed this lesson, and maybe you've seen some others as well, you can subscribe to this channel, hit the bell button so that you get notified. And you can always just like these videos, and this way I see that there are people who are enjoying my lessons. Okay, take care, and I'll see you in the next lesson.